That's what we're gonna do. That's not funny how? I mean, funny like I'm a clown, I amuse you. 60% of the time, it works. Every time. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. Be careful, man. There's a beverage here. I'm ready to
Can I call you Junior the entire podcast?
Junior.
Stop
Why
calling
would
me
you
that.
make it crooked?
I didn't make it crooked. Is it crooked now?
No, it's good
Are
now.
we live? We're live. Hey, everybody. You're great. Welcome, everybody, to Whiskey's Channel. I'm your host, Dan Older. With me, as always, is Short Round Brandon Ridge. And today we're talking everything Indiana Jones, and we are pretty stoked. How you feeling, man? How's everything going?
Fucking pumped.
Woo! Let's get it, man.
I lost my voice a little bit
Oh,
over the week.
were you cheering because of all the Indiana Jones movies you watched?
I was so busy watching all 4 of them. I just cheered. Get those monsters! You know, it's caught up to me now, so.
It happens. Me and Brandon are stoked about this. Is one of our favorite sets of movies. It's so much fun. As always, this episode is brought to you by AEE.com, everythingentertainment.com. Go check that out for all your things sports, hockey, soccer, football, wrestling. These guys are killing it. Movie news, go check that website out, everythingенtertainment.com. Make sure you check it out.
That's where I go. That's where I go for all my news.
That's what's up.
That's why I'm murdering it in one of my fantasy baseball leagues before they shut it down, really.
As they clear the benches.
Well, I love the guys' commentary, though. We'll be back as we try to maintain social distancing. Benches are cleared. It's like, that's a great commentator right there.
A guy runs out with a baseball bat. He's like, put on your mask before you maim
Shoot.
someone. So much fun. Hey, thank you for getting some people checking in with us. Hey, Amanda, hey, Chuck, thank you so much. Comment on stuff. Tell us different things you liked about movies. Your favorite kill, your
Also,
favorite
tell us what
sidekick.
kind of whiskey you've been drinking, Chuck.
Tell us,
I'm
Chuck.
curious.
Why don't you tell them what we're drinking right now? Maybe they can whip it together real quick.
So we're drinking whiskey. It's called the Indiana Jones. We pulled it off the internet. I mean, we came up with it.
That's right.
It's whiskey, eyeball,
Okay.
tequila,
Oh,
also eyeball,
perfect.
and then I topped it off with champagne.
Some Champagne, which we did a funny video of Brandon opening it, and
It's the first time opening champagne.
you did a great job. It sprayed it like you just won NASCAR.
I didn't spray. I forgot to shake it. I forgot to shake, guys.
All right, let's get into it, man. Grab your Indiana Jones drink. We're drinking some High West whiskey. It's
High
a
West
top
whiskey.
campfire. Chug along. Let's get right into Indiana Jones. Let's start with the first movie. We got Harrison Ford diving in as one of our favorite adventures. Our heroes punching like the 1930s, something like that, taking place. I love Indiana Jones.
I put a rat on my eyeballs. I love it.
With the
But-
students.
I couldn't. I didn't know if you guys would see it, and it would have still been worth it to me.
It would have been one of the Easter eggs that'll be on the Wikipedia page one day.
That's right. We have a Wikipedia page. Don't look until after this episode.
Producer, work on that. Jordy, what are you doing? Come on. We should have 5 by now. Couple fake
5?
ones.
5.
5 Wikipedia pages. I want to talk about Indiana Jones. Perfect casting by Harrison Ford. George Lucas did not want Harrison Ford to play this character. Do you know some other people they wanted to play?
Tom Selleck, but he was too busy with Magnum PR.
I mean,
He lost.
Indiana Jones with a mustache? Could they make Indiana Jones handsomer?
No.
He's got the beach shirt on.
I mean, I've seen Harrison Ford shirtless in those movies. That dude is a work of art.
I'm trying to see Indiana Jones right now. Looking around, like, what's missing? I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Rugged Harrison Ford handsomeness
It's true.
is needed for the costume.
Plus, how good are you at making cabinets? Harrison Ford is great at woodworking.
I did not know that.
Oh yeah, he's a carpenter.
I think Jesus trained under Harrison Ford, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, he did.
That's what I
Harrison
think.
Ford built the house he lives in.
Did he really?
Yeah.
God, such a
Jacksonville,
badass.
Wyoming.
Was Harrison Ford? Yeah, Tom Selleck was supposed to do it. They had a couple other actors that thought it was a stupid idea that wouldn't go anywhere. Bad call.
Yeah. Lucas and Spielberg were off on their island while Star Wars was released. I don't remember which one. And Spielberg always is wanting to do a James Bond movie. Lucas says, hey, I got something better.
What?
Indiana Jones, bitch.
He's like, why don't I make something off of like the old Doc Savage Saturday morning cartoons where there's a really smart guy in the jungle going to temples. Boom, Indiana Jones. We're still talking about it today.
Yes, we
40
are.
years in the future.
Every day.
I love it so much. I want to talk about the first movie. In the comments below, guys, if you could tell us what is your favorite Indiana Jones. You want to do kill scene first?
Sure, that one's easy for me.
Favorite Indiana, don't spoil it. Favorite Indiana Jones kill scene. If someone gets killed, Indiana Jones sends their death in any of the movies. Put it in the comments below. We'll talk about it. That's one I definitely want to get into.
Oh, so I can't get into it now, or?
You can. Yeah, go ahead.
All right, best kill scene of the series.
Okay.
I'll include TV show, video games, even the fourth one.
Okay.
It's where they're in the town. Guy's flopping around his big ass sword there. Harrison Ford just shoots him. He just pops.
They're in Cairo, Egypt. The assassin sneaks up on him. He flips it around his sword, showing him how much of a badass he is, and he flips out his gun and blasts him. Anyway, let's start blast.
We talked about it on last week's episode, what the reason they did it. Everybody was sick of food poisoning.
Yeah, in Cairo, Egypt, Spielberg was deathly afraid to get food poisoning, so he brought tuna cans and bottled water, like enough to supply the whole trip.
SpaghettiOs.
Was it
I
SpaghettiOs?
heard it was SpaghettiOs.
Oh, that's funny. So SpaghettiOs, did you get the hot dog version or the meatball version?
I don't know. It was the 70s.
Oh.
It came out in the 70s.
Oh,
So I don't know.
fact check SpaghettiOs. I don't think SpaghettiOs in the 70s.
Yeah, see?
I see.
He just shoots the guy with the sword.
I love it. But everyone had food poisoning. Harrison Ford constantly had to run off to the bathroom, right? Because he had food poisoning. So he ran off. He did the first one as a joke. Spielberg loved it so much, he added it to the movie, kept it in there. But Spielberg does that. To make sure a person acts really well in the movie, he'll just have them improv. If he likes it, you're in the movie. That's how it works.
Yes. And it is probably my favorite scene in any movie.
God, it's so good.
I love that.
You brought a sword to a indie fight, you lose.
Oh. Yeah. I mean, that whole movie to me is almost perfect, though. I don't care.
The first one, Raiders of the Lost Ark, in the beginning, he's running with Alfred Molina, who plays Doc Ock in Spider-Man 2. If you guys aren't sure, he does the infamous switch. Let's go ahead, you can tell him I'll switch for my drink real quick.
He grabs the idol. He gets a bag of sand. Grabs the idol as he puts the sand onto the. This is taking a lot longer than the movie. Onto the platform. The platform still collapses. He didn't have the right amount of sand. And then he runs away. And then the famous boulder scene happens.
Oh, the boulder scene running around. He runs for his life. The one guy goes, "Throw me the idol!"
Yeah.
I'll throw you the whip. There's no time. Throws him the idol. Sorry. Leaves him. And he's dead on a trap.
Have a good day, Mr. Jones.
I love start the plane joke. He goes, "That's just my pet snake, Reggie."
Why is there a plane? Yeah, I am Indiana Jones. I don't like snakes.
Oh, you don't like snakes?
I don't like snakes.
The fear of snakes is called opiniophobia. It's the fear of snakes. A couple people that have it in real life is Bam Margera from Jackass, who we might have seen on the movies. Deadly afraid of snakes. You throw a hose at him, there's snakes around, he jumps off of an RV onto the ground.
That's right. It's pretty fun.
And one of the people who might not know is Matt Damon. Matt Damon is deathly afraid of snakes. He can't deal with that.
See that? There's three great people plus Indiana Jones.
That's right. You know who's not afraid of snakes? Harrison Ford.
Not in real life. He's not afraid of anything. That guy's pretty great. There's more brave facts about him.
You know what he's afraid of? Letting people down, even though he never has.
Well, he's never let me down. And you are right. Danny is looking good today.
Thanks,
It's the
Danny.
first and only time I will ever say that.
My man right here. Take
For the first time ever, I think, on this podcast.
it easy. All right?
Ever in your life.
Jesus
You're
Christ. All right.
You look goofy usually.
It doesn't look good. You know what's funny? It's 108 degrees. This is so much love I have for this podcast. I'm dressed in leather.
Well, it's 69 in here.
It's nice. That's
It
nice.
actually is, though. We keep the studio and get 69 degrees.
That's right.
Sometimes 66.
When we have Eames in here, that way the dogs don't come in because he harms them. I want to talk about him being an archaeologist, him loving to be a teacher. He's a badass adventurer. He's in there. All the girls are in love with him, love you. There's a thing in the stories where he dates younger girls. Like he dates 18-year-olds, 17-year-olds, whatever. And in the first movie, they mention it briefly. Marion Ravenwood, the one that's out drinking the Mongolians in the bar.
Like a badass. She needs to come on this podcast. Will out drinker.
Karen Allen crushing it in that role. I really like her. She's fantastic. That's going to be another one of our questions. We've got a couple, so think about them. Who's your favorite leading lady? You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah,
About the characters. We've got who's your favorite villain and who's your favorite sidekick and favorite indie kill. We're going to talk a little bit about that stuff right now.
We're going to talk about my favorite indie kill as well.
That's a solid one. I mean, I'm going to go with mine real quick, and we'll see on the indie kills. My favorite one is in the second one.
Oh, we're not talking about the second one yet.
Okay, let's just keep going.
It's called the teaser.
My favorite kill in the first movie is gotta be the propeller blades with the Nazi who loves to fight the bald-headed guy. He sees him fighting, he smiles.
With
He
the big
runs out
Russian?
there. Oh,
He's in all three of them.
he's not. Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. He's German in the first one. He's a Nazi.
Yeah, he probably just played some big yoked up guy. I read that fact.
Ah,
Yeah,
that's
we
cool.
should
That's pretty good.
look it up. It's like
Love
Paul
that.
Roach. But then the fourth one because he had passed away before they started filming that one. But yeah, they would have put him in there too, I'm sure. They put in that German buff guy in there.
He is awesome. I love their fighting. He just smiles when he's outside. He's like, "You come down. We're fighting." And he's like, you just see his face go, "Ah."
And he looked like a 40s boxer too, like, still on you see?
Yeah, he looked like the Boston Celtics logo, the little Irish leprechaun guy with his knuckles
He
up.
looked like he
and all.
played with Babe Ruth.
Yeah. That's my favorite. He backs him in the propeller. They've done that scene on like Family Guy and other
Yeah,
things.
that whole scene. I mean, even My Spy, I believe it is, the Amazon original, they gave a little homage to it.
That's right, with Dave Bautista. He's fighting a guy near a big moving airplane and they kind of push him into the propeller.
Yeah, they even comment, didn't this happen in Indiana Jones?
That's how you know you're iconic. Well, not only do they reference the move, but
They gotta name the movie.
they got to name the movie so everybody gets it.
It is a great scene. If that
Oh, we got Chrissy on here too. What's up, Chrissy?
one kill wasn't on there already,
Mm-hmm.
that would probably be my favorite kill. That scene, this is one of my favorite movies. It's probably in my top 5 for me. I love this movie. I think it is
The first one?
the first one. It's one of the few perfect movies. There's not a part I don't like. One thing Indiana Jones does, it makes me really like the main characters. Whether it's Indy,
Yeah.
I fucking love. Marion.
Yeah.
And Sala.
Sala, the digger. Love
His
Sala.
friend, helping him out, always has his back, loyal to a T. I even like Brody.
I like Sala. I like Brody. Sala, who's the digger, who sings show tunes for some reason. He also
I
played.
am the monarch of the sea.
He also played Gimli in Lord of the Rings. If you didn't know.
He did.
Love this
He's a great
guy.
actor. What can I say?
He's fantastic. He's so much fun. He does the thing where the children going to save him in the bar when he's surrounded by guns. Everybody's laughing like he needs kids to save him.
Better than your U.S. Marines, huh?
I love the first movie. It's so much fun. It lays the foundation. The Ark of the Covenant, the guy, Belloc is one of my favorite villains in all the series.
Belosh.
Is it Belosh?
No, that's just what they call him. That's what.
He starts laughing.
As the song says, his name's. They call him
Belloc.
Belosh, and he starts laughing.
Finds him. Is essentially an evil version of Indiana Jones. He even says at one point, he goes, in one wrong turn, you could have absolutely have been me. If you went towards the darkness on one alley instead of the light, I'd be your life. You're just man better than you. He's like, now you're just getting nasty. One of my favorite villains, awesome movie. I want to say this, probably my favorite, most underrated villain in most of cinema is the guy called Ronald Lacey, the actor who played Major Arnold Tock, who is the Nazi that burns his hand on the amulet. You would feel pain.
He's creepy.
Super creepy glasses. He takes a fire poker to burn her face in her bar. He's excited when things catch on
That's when the
fire.
famous whip comes in.
That's great.
And he lights the little bar on fire, and that's the saddest part of the movie.
Of burning a bar. How about he wasted whiskey on that guy's head? I was like, just offer him a shot. He'll be your friend. Whiskey. Whiskey. I love the first movie. I think it's really great.
I do too. To me, that's my favorite Indiana Jones movie. It's got my favorite leading lady.
Marion Ravenwood's your favorite?
She is.
Fuck yeah.
I
Awesome.
think she's first of all, she's out drinking everybody.
Woo!
I mean, that's a badass right there.
She's out drinking Mongolians in a bar.
But she owns a bar.
That's right.
What's sexier than that?
I also like this. She constantly says, "Get your hands off me! Don't you dare touch me!" Everyone touches her, removes her,
Right.
blows her. And I was like, "Nah, fair enough. I mean, they're bad guys. They don't listen to you."
But she tries.
She gets her licks in. She's a fucking toughie. She don't fuck around.
No, she don't.
No, I like her too. One of my favorite. Also, I heard she's in the 4th movie. Maybe we'll talk about it. I hope if there's time. Maybe not. Ooh, gosh.
We'll talk about her.
Maybe if there's time. I heard there was a 4th one. I want to talk about the Well of Souls, which is the scene where they go in. They're digging in the wrong place. The staff's the wrong size. The Nazi burns his hand. It isn't the back of the amulet.
What an idiot!
I have it. That guy's so cool. One more thing about that guy. I like when he walks in with like the chained sticks, and they both go, and they back
They look
away.
like nunchucks.
Yeah, they're like, I don't know where it is, and then he flips it around. It's a hanger.
If you come in with nunchucks, I'd be like, yeah, let's see. I'll be impressed when he does it.
I know. Hey, short rounds. This guy brought you some
I've never
lessons.
seen a Nazi with
It's the size of a
nunchucks.
pencil.
Right.
But
That
they're
was
all
a badass hanger.
it's a hanger, and if you watch that movie, he grabs his coat, puts on the hanger, and he hands it to a guy, and he just holds it. The ninja just holds the jacket after he hangs it, and I go, dude, that's a badass move. You turned a henchman into a coat hanger.
Yeah. That's all they're good for, right? Those Nazis.
Those Nazis.
Which Harrison Ford, I think, fights in every movie. I think it's his contract. I gotta fight Nazis.
That's awesome. That's a great contract. Let's talk about the Well of Souls. That scene was going down. He opens up the tomb. They jump in there with his buddy Saul, who's one of your favorite henchmen, or sidekicks. Excuse me. He's not a Kodak at all. It was a great scene was.
Yeah.
He gets lowered in, and there's snakes everywhere. Iconic line.
Why is the ground moving?
Where's the ground moving, Indy? Drops the torch. The snakes. Why did it have to be snakes?
Looks dangerous. I'll let you go first.
My favorite was that he drops it. There's a billion snakes in there, right? I remember being a kid going, "What did the snakes eat all that time?" I was watching it, showing my girl for the first time. She's like, "What are they eating that whole time?" I was like, "I don't know." She's like, "Maybe other snakes." And I was like, "Fuck me."
That's why the room's not full anymore. It's only half full.
Do you know how many snakes are in that scene?
Over 2,000.
Way over 2,000. There is 7,000 snakes. They did 2,000 snakes in there. It didn't look good enough. They did 5,000, not good enough. They had 2,000 more snakes. 7,000 snakes is in this scene. It is crazy. The scene where he goes face to face with the cobra. And you're like, man, that animatronic cobra sure looks good.
It's not. It's real.
That's a real cobra.
They use real snakes, but they did put a piece of glass in there. They digitally edited out the DVDs only. Watch the
Oh.
VHS if you can find it.
Is there a little glare on there?
I think so. And then the cobra spits venom on the glass. I don't know if you've seen the movies, but
That is, you know what? They had to dock that actor's pay. He has to keep his cool. What the fuck's he doing?
Harrison Ford don't care. That dude don't do anything. He
Come
does a lot of his stunts. Because he feels like if he's not doing his own stunts, what's he really doing?
He's a badass. There was a guy, I should wrote his name. A fan of ours hit us up on Twitter and told us about, he interviewed a guy that was Harrison Ford's stunt double named Arnold something. Fantastic interview. He talked about all these different guys he worked with. He worked with them on Star Wars as well as Indiana Jones. Badass. Did a lot of the horse scenes where he's like jumping and getting dragged at the car and stuff like that. Remember he's getting dragged at the car and he's holding on to a whip? Badass scenes. This guy is, I'm embarrassed. I can't remember his name. It's Arnold something. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that.
Schwarzenegger?
It was, I think it was Schwarzenegger. Pretty
I read
sure.
a question roll in a little earlier.
Let's do it.
Who wins, Han Solo or Indiana Jones?
I mean, I'm going to have to go with Indiana Jones. I
I
mean,
think I would too.
I don't know what it is. Han Solo's good with his blaster.
And it's just them, not, you don't get Chewbacca. You don't get Luke.
You don't.
It's
You don't
just
get him.
those two in a room by themselves. He gets his blaster, he gets his whip and gun.
I want to say this, by the way. That's a fun thing, right? You have an actor fight different character versions of himself. Spielberg has said his favorite attribute of Indiana Jones is not all this different stuff. It is the fact that he never gives up. He's tenacious.
He gets knocked down, he gets back up again.
Yeah, tough thumper. He gets ready to hit the car, he comes back. He's fighting a gigantic ball that's beating the shit out of him. He comes back, gives him some punches, and still loses that fight, but maneuvers him into propeller. I mean, he finds a way to win. He's awesome. Love Indiana Jones. I love Han Solo as well. Han Solo has a blaster. He's got a pistol. I mean, what do you want to say? What do you want me to say? All right? Okay? We done with this? Dick? We done?
Han Solo killed Boba Fett? Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, but he was blinded. And that's also
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. I mean, good for him.
He did kill it. Harrison Ford has said, though, Indiana Jones is one of his most favorite characters, and he's most proud of him.
I love it. It's so much fun.
So what's up now?
He wanted. Harrison Ford wanted also killed off in the second one because he thought it was a stupid story.
Yeah, he never wants Indiana Jones killed off.
No.
Which one's still alive? Yeah.
Which one survived a nuke in a fridge?
Yeah.
Oh,
Whose son killed him?
What term jumping the shark was replaced with nuking the fridge?
Yeah.
For ridiculous moments in movies. First movie, the pane glass is cool. Also in the Well of Souls, all the archaeological carvings, there is a carving of R2-D2 and C-3PO as an Easter egg. A very cool one on the side of the wall. You can zoom and see it.
Easter egg.
George Lucas and Spielberg wanted to add a bunch of Easter eggs in there for different films for Star Wars. Spielberg loves Star Wars and always knew it'd be great. George Lucas liked them, but didn't realize how great they would be.
Some people are smart and some people are George Lucas.
Don't hate that guy. He directed a lot of these.
During,
Oh no, he wrote them. Sorry.
Yeah, during the famous helicopter scene, a helicopter, not helicopter, goddamn plane,
Sure.
ran over Harrison Ford's knee. It
Oh.
had a flat tire though. They put a flat tire on it.
Okay.
For his ACL,
Oh.
he put an ice pack on it, wrapped it up, then went back to shooting.
God damn. Jesus Christ! Did he really?
Badass.
Man,
He's badass.
I rolled my ankle. I canceled doing Zoom chats. Well, that's just me, though, right? This is being precautious. It's important to do that kind of thing.
Yeah, you can't get up to get your computer. It's in the other side of the couch.
I'm too busy at the bar. I mean, I ain't leaving the bar. That's awesome. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. He is a badass. He works through a lot of pain and injuries. Like we said, tough guy. There's also a rumor in the first one that he's riding his horse all the time. His hat's flying off. And he got tired of it because they had to keep doing different takes, so he stapled it to his head. That might be movie fiction. I don't know.
I'm
I'm
not
not sure.
go on the movie fiction side.
I'm not sure. My grandma told me that story when I was
No,
like
was your
6.
grandma told you.
She was a groupie.
You know what? So was Harrison Ford. He worked with the Doors
Really?
as a roadie.
Oh, badass. Look at this guy.
Roadie.
How many more notches do you want, Harrison? Take it easy. All right.
Are we moving on to the second one?
I think so. I like Belloc a lot. I like the Covenant, not the Covenant, the last Ark of the Covenant. I like that feeling though, it was like a religious thing because he didn't believe in magic. He didn't like any of that kind of stuff. The ghost starts flying out. He tells her to shut her eyes, even though he doesn't believe in magic, because the lightning starts coming out. You realize this shit might be real.
Everybody gets melted. Spoiler alert.
One of my favorite parts that kind of show him as a dick is when he goes to save Marion and realizes he can't let her go. He can't let her go because if he lets her go, they're going to start looking for Indiana Jones. Fortune and glory, kid, is what he's after. He's not after saving you. He's after his goddamn artifacts.
Damn right.
Belongs to the museum.
She should know that.
God damn you, Indy. And she gets outdrank by Belloc. Love this movie. Harrison Ford crushes it. He said, they got interviewed about 5 years ago. They said, hey, were you hoping for a sequel when you made the first one? He's like, yeah. He's like, I really needed the money. And I like the character. Of course I like
Who doesn't like that?
I think he loves doing movies and hates doing interviews.
Yeah, he does. I've seen it. Sometimes he's funny. He was on Conan when Force Awakens comes out, or is coming out.
Mhm.
It's coming out. Conan O'Brien gave him a buttload of money, and he said, "Tell us anything about the new Star Wars movie." He takes the money and goes, "Comes out December 5th." And then puts the money in his pocket or something. And I was like, "Yeah, he deserved it. You said anything."
That's about all I got on the first movie. I love the first movie so much. It made me love the character so much fun. Start to playing John. He's a very flawed character. Is he gonna win? You don't know. He gets beat up. He doesn't win every fight. He's not Bruce Lee. He gets beat up. He has
He wins
he
by
puts
luck.
sand in the guy's eyes to win the fight against the big.
He wins by a clumsy woman in a plane that happened to hit buttons and stuff.
By the way, out of all the female leading ladies that he kills, Marion blows up a truck full of Nazis with the. Number one female leading lady? I'm thinking so. Ravenwood for the win. She's crushing it.
Mic drop for her.
I want to go to Temple of Doom, which is one of my favorites because it's such a change from the first one. I like Temple of Doom. It's way darker.
Yeah, well, that did create the PG-13 rating.
I tell people what that means. Tell them about it.
was too violent to be PG, which is what they had then, but not violent enough or had the right prevention to be rated R. So Spielberg came up with a couple ideas.
Okay.
Like
What?
PG-13, PG-14, rated R 14 or something. They came up with a couple ideas. So they settled on PG-13, and that's the first movie to
Let me tell you.
that title.
Let me tell you how good you are in movies as a director. You just said that the movie should be rated forever.
Yeah, right. I released this tour. It's rated G. Well, you are Spielberg.
That's right. I think even Austin Powers, he's like, I think you should do that. Really? Because my friend here thinks I'm doing fine. He's like holding up an Oscar.
That's right.
I think he thinks I'm doing great. He's like, okay, all right, okay. Yeah, I made a PG-13. They're like, dude, I can't believe we released this as like G for general audiences, for family members. We got to fix it.
out hearts.
Oh my God, burning people alive in lava and getting shot in the face. They're not fucking around. Monkey brains. They
ain't messing around.
We don't get into it right now, guys. Temple of Doom, I want to get into it. It's one of my favorites because it was such a turn. It starts off in China. It's got Willie Scott as his female lead lady, played by Kate Capshaw, I believe is her name. Capshaw. Awesome as Willie Scott. A lot of people didn't like her portrayal of it. I can see why they said that Spielberg had to teach her how to scream because she couldn't scream good. I don't know what she did in the movie with scream, personally.
Yeah, well, she did. That's the problem.
Fair enough.
That's her. That's a dead-on impression.
How could you get mad at Temple of Doom? It's got short round in it.
I love
that.
her. I love
so
every
great
character in that movie, but
so much fun.
not so much her.
Man, she's hard. You know what the name of the bar is that they're in?
Obi-Wan.
Thing. They call the bar. They start off in China, the Obi-Wan bar. He did it as a little tip of the hat to Lucas, who's there with them, and that's what they call the bar. Them constantly giving each other accolades, going through. I love it. It's awesome. The opening scene is fun. The little spinning of the "I'll give you the antidote if you give me the diamonds," and then the fight. He throws a
What's so
kebab
funny?
on his chest.
I have the antidote to the poison you just drank.
And they're shooting off the champagne, and the guy has a gun underneath. Awesome start. That movie starts off. This is how one
He
movie
throws
starts.
a kebab in someone's chest.
He's there screaming loud, shooting his gun. I want every movie to start off that quickly. You want to do a dance number in the beginning? Give me 30 seconds of her dancing and singing. Anything goes. I accept.
That's what this podcast is missing. More dancing.
Also, all these movies right now, for some reason, we're very topical, guys, is on Netflix. Check this out right now. If you haven't seen these movies, and we're talking nonsense to you, go watch the Indiana Jones movies. Me and Brandon, he's wearing an Indiana Jones shirt. I'm dressed as Tom Selleck. We're ready to do it.
Land at Disney World, which I spent
It's
probably
on
an hour in.
cards, on video games, everything.
Yeah, you know you're successful when Disney has their own park spot for you.
Love the start of it. Short round drives him away. They take Willie Scott with them, who becomes Spielberg's future wife. They go to India. So here's the thing I want to talk about. Nuking the fridge. Right? In the fourth one, he escapes by hiding in a fridge during an atomic blast. He flies half a mile, lands. He's not soup. He's out. He's alive. For some reason, him jumping out of a plane and floating down in a raft and landing on a mountain, no one cared. But if you nuke a fridge, people are pissed.
Well,
How do you feel about it?
But the rest of the movie's fine.
How do you feel about it, though?
I don't hate it.
It
To
doesn't.
be honest, I fucking bashed on it the last episode. I think the fridge thing. I don't hate the fridge thing.
Also,
It's a little harder to believe because he's got to hold that fridge open while bouncing 10 feet off the ground 3 times.
tough.
It's like Sharknado. He's holding a piece of metal by himself, even though there's a goddamn hurricane.
Twister holding down the door during a tornado.
He's like, oh, one arm, I got this.
Dude with a skyscraper with the Rock doing the jump with one leg. He's jumping like 90 feet up.
Yeah. It's movie magic.
The rule of cool, man. The rule of cool is if it's awesome, you accept it. You accept it.
Yeah.
And you know why you kind of accept that? Because no one's ever done it in a movie before. There's part of going, did that work? Maybe. I don't know if it will work. How high up are they? I like that Dan Aykroyd has a small cameo, by the way. The guy who's using the plane. Oh, well, that's right, Andy. Yeah, Smoky. That's on Lao She airplane. There you go. This flight regiment is perfect for you. You have a great day. And then leaves. He just loved Indiana Jones on Robert Spielberg. I don't blame you for a minute, Aykroyd.
Yeah, everybody wants to.
By the way, Ackroyd makes a great Crystal Skull vodka. Tie-in. It's really good vodka.
It is actually really good. So,
I heard there's a fourth movie called Crystal Skull. I haven't seen it.
like more than 6 times, probably.
Oh god, it's so rough. They landed in India. I love this movie too. I love elephants. If anyone has a baby elephant they want to send me, hit up our email for my address. I
He
said
also loves monkeys. And
I don't like no.
He would love that. Send him lots of pictures of them doing things.
No.
He loves them. Anyway,
no, please.
so they fall. They travel over waterfalls, and they end up in India.
They end up in India. They're trying to figure out where they are. They do the temple, and they're like, "They brought you here. They brought you here." They give him food. She's like, "I won't eat this." He's a picky eater. And the guy thinks it's a prophecy. Brought him here. They have to go to this palace, Bangkok Palace, to go rescue their kids. They've all been stolen, and a stone, a sacred stone.
Sacred, you say?
Sacred. And if you guys are wondering why when they go there, get that dinner scene, it's so dark and fucked up. George Lucas was going through a divorce, and he was channeling his rage.
Yeah, was this Lucas or Spielberg?
Lucas, I believe, was
I thought
having
it was Spielberg.
a dark time in his life, and it reflected on the movie, and was divorced, and he was like, I'm not as happy as the first one. I don't have fun, happy characters. I have kids that are torturing people. I have people eating snakes that are pregnant with other snakes, monkey brains,
That
and
was crazy.
licking Madagascar, hissing cockroaches' backs, and everything's bad. Burning people with torches. It's just how he was feeling at the time, and it reflected in the show.
I'm still saying it's Spielberg.
Okay, could be.
But the chief, whatever the guy they're talking to when they get to the little island, they're finding out about the sacred rocks.
Yeah.
That dude did not know English at all.
Oh, really?
Spielberg is behind the camera telling him what to say.
Fuck
So when he pauses, he's just listening.
yeah.
He's not pausing for joy. He's not the greatest actor. Although on camera he looks like
He
it.
looks good.
He's just listening to see what he has to say next. And then he is saying exactly what he needs to say.
So kind of like in Princess Bride, Andre the Giant, Jordy's favorite movie, our producer.
Yeah, she loves a good time.
She loves it. Andre the Giant didn't speak great English, so they would record what he had to say. He would listen to it and then repeat it exactly as it was pronounced.
Mhm.
He didn't speak bad English, but he just wanted to make sure he pronounced the words as well as he could.
Exactly like that. Also, when was the last time you made monkey brains or pregnant snakes?
It's been a minute.
Tuesday. Tuesday for me.
Monkey brains were actually made by custard with raspberry icing.
I'll make you some one day.
I mean, I could eat a bowl of monkey brains right now. That's what
You
it is.
could, but you just love monkeys so much. You want everybody you know to send you
I
lots of
know.
pictures
I don't like.
of monkeys.
I don't like monkeys. I like
couldn't
my
even-
snakes.
I couldn't even eat a pregnant snake, but that's because
First of all, monkeys are evil. Look at the first Indiana Jones. All they're good for is eating poison.
Yeah, they ate. Wait, he saved his life.
Perfect.
Bad date.
I don't catch it in midair.
Well, that was a Nazi monkey. He deserved it.
That's right. Jumping on baskets she's hiding in. Let her hide.
Yeah. What is she, a Jew on the floor?
Snitches get dates. Ooh. I want to talk about short round. Kai Hua Kwan? Sorry if I mispronounced that. Was not there to audition to play the part of short round. He had better English than his brother. He was trying to be an actor. So he would narrate what his brother had to do from the director, but the way he was describing it impressed Spielberg so much he said, well, why don't you try? And he says, I haven't read the script. I'm not an actor. And he goes, well, I'm going to bring in Harrison Ford. Why don't you do the poker scene where you slowly figure out that he's cheating you?
Turns out they're both cheating.
And he liked the scene so much, he cast the guy. And that guy grew on and did a bunch of acting roles. Fantastic movie, like we talked about before. So much fun. Great character in this. He almost makes up for Capshaw, who plays Willie Scott, who you don't like that much.
No, I don't. I don't like that much.
How are her screams, though?
Not good.
Oh.
Annoying. First 10 minutes, she's already screamed 80 times.
Wow. That's a lot.
Even critics, they were on a talk show back when this movie was released, whoever was doing talk shows, man. Carson. They slammed her,
Oh,
even though she was right there.
Wow, really? To her face?
Yeah, she's whiny.
Oh,
She is.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. And she's like, don't act like I'm not here. Fucking pieces of shit.
But when you scream, go ahead. It's not believable that you're upset.
Her scream's fine, but when you hear it 80 times, halfway through the movie, you're over it. You need something else. You thought maybe this character would arc. She'd help out a little. And when she finally had to help out, she whined the whole time. I can't do it.
She didn't have a redeeming part. Samara Weaving, who I really like, who's in Ready or Not. She was in Guns Akimbo with Daniel Radcliffe. Also, she's in The Babysitter and a couple other things. I like her a lot. In Ready or Not, she does a scream that echoes. And in Ready or Not, it's a fun movie. If you guys haven't seen it, I would
It
recommend
is a
it.
really good movie.
But they overuse her scream, and it starts. You know, like when someone has the hiccups or sneezes, and they sneeze like 3 times, you're like, "Oh, bless you," and then after the 5th time, you're like, "You need to shut the fuck up right now. You're driving me crazy." It's the same thing with the scream. She screams like 11 times, but after like the 25th, you're like, "Dude, you gotta stop. You gotta stop. You're wearing it out."
The difference is her character fucking arced. I liked her character.
It's good, yeah.
I'm watching, like, yeah, I'm rooting for her. If the fucking scorpion came out and bit her in the fucking throat, a small one, I learned from Indiana Jones 4.
Watch out, man.
Small,
You tell her.
more dangerous. I would not have batted an eye. Like, so how are they gonna get out of here, though? I don't know. All right, they don't do it. I know they are. She dead now. Thank God.
Also, give us a comment. Talk to us about your favorite scene in Temple of Doom, Kali Ma, Heart Ripper, the bridge, whatever you're feeling, let us know. I want to see some comments in here. I want to say hello to some of you guys too. Thank you so much for all the compliments we're getting from everybody. I'm loving it, loving seeing everybody. I wanted to talk too about the elephants. I love elephants, like I said. I don't love monkeys, like my co-host
I love monkeys.
Ryan Rich is a
I
liar.
get it. Just
He
like
lies.
Jordy loves Princess Bride,
Liar.
I love monkeys.
That's not true.
You guys are just
I love elephants. I got the
monkeys. She loves
Oh, that's-
Disney and Princess Bride.
first part's true. The second
There's
part,
a lot
we're
of
gonna get her to
things.
love it.
There's a lot of things we love about this movie world. And, you know, you love monkeys, Planet of the Apes. You probably jerk off, too.
No, that's not true.
And,
That's
you
not
know,
true.
You probably cry.
By the way,
when
not-
a monkey brain.
Maybe not next time. Maybe.
I never knock.
Yeah, obviously. Temple of Doom, the elephant scene, they'll ride an elephant. She's having a hard time. She puts perfume on her, sprays in the water. There's a scene where she had a very beautiful dress. She hung it up on a clothesline for a scene. And elephants are a force of nature. The elephant walked over, she hung up the dress, they were filming the scene, and just ate her dress.
Yeah.
He's like, that's the biggest raspberry I've ever
trying
seen.
to eat her. Just get her to shut up.
This movie will suck. I fixed it. How? Ate a dress, and then the costume designer ran on the set, ruined the take, going, no, trying to pull it out of his mouth. And they're like, you're in the shot. He's like, my dress is ruined. The movie is fucked. They had to adjust, but I always thought it was funny that an elephant, because it's an elephant. If you stick an elephant in the ground, I mean, that better be a dying star, the amount of weight to hold an elephant down. If it holds 1,000 pounds, it rips out trees because it doesn't want to turn left a little. It ain't a dress.
New level of lazy.
But that was my favorite story I heard about that. The vampire bats flying overhead. What beautiful birds!
Those were real fruit bats.
That's terrifying.
Just so we all know.
I mean, I'm not as afraid of bats as I am monkeys. Why did it have to be monkeys? But 1,000 bats is terrifying. Even if they're fruit bats.
I mean, I would be a little nervous around 1,000 fruit bats.
I'm wearing Fruit of the Looms. Dear God. Temple of Doom, we're talking about some of our favorite villains too, our favorite death scenes, favorite sidekicks. Short Round has got to be up there. I love Short Round. Madam, I caught him stealing from me. And now we're friends.
To me, there is 2 sidekicks.
Okay?
It's Short Round
Love it.
and it is Sala.
Solid. You're not throwing in Henry Jones Jr. Or I'm sorry, Henry Jones Sr.
He's
Sean
not
Connery.
really a sidekick.
You don't think so?
Indiana Jones does a lot without it.
Okay.
And then he finds him, and then they do not even half the movie, I think, together.
I love Solid. Solid's such a fun character. He punches a guy through a newspaper. He sings all the time. He saves his life at the poison state. Drops him. Also, the scene in the first one, he rolls down the hill to distract the Nazis by making him look bumbling and dumb. And it was so funny. I was like, this is perfect. This is a great. He knows how to like make it roll and make it seem like.
I go Sala.
Oh man,
He's my
Solid's
favorite
so good.
sidekick. I love Short. You call him Dr. Jones, lady. I love Short Round.
Hold on, lady, we go for a ride. I love it. So much fun. such a fun character.
But I think sidekick-wise,
Going
man,
Sala.
I love Sala.
Sala's fantastic too because it's in 2 movies that has won over on short rounds. It's pretty strong. Temple of Doom. Let's talk about some bad guys in Temple of Doom. You've got the Prince, the little kid who is taking over. What's the name of the main bad guy? All the voodoo who has the stone, doing sacrifices to Kali Ma, drop him in the lava.
It's Mala Ram.
Malaram. That guy is
Ripping
so
hearts
cool.
out.
Oh my God.
Badass move right there.
Kali Ma. Ripping out straight Kano style from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, right. That's exactly what I thought.
So, dude, he's performing fatalities more than once around this guy. He don't fuck around.
Well, he rips their heart out, and they're still alive, and then he burns them to death. Burn, bitch! Burn!
By the way, maybe better than Kano because they're still alive as they're
He's
holding
gonna
up.
get them suffer.
He's holding that heart pumping as they burn in lava.
He's like,
It might be magma. I don't know. I'll have to watch Austin Powers.
magma.
Liquid hot magma.
He probably is my favorite villain.
God,
He
he's
probably is. I do really like Belloc. But, like I said, that movie's almost,
Belosh.
that movie's almost flawless to me.
Really good.
But I do love this villain. The fact that he rips out hearts.
Dude, not. By the way, let's go Aristocats. Let's go Fox and the Hound. Let's go Bambi. Let's go. I'm trying to think of like other Disney movies that are just sweet, and happy, and wholesome.
Okay.
Whatever you can think of is the same rating as Temple of Doom. Before that, they had serial killer movies, and then they had kid movies, and this was a kid movie. Ripping out hearts, brains,
I watched
shot in
it
the
as a
neck,
kid.
falling, get eaten to death by alligators.
I also watched Chucky as a kid. Gave me nightmares. One of me would give me nightmares.
I called my dad recently. I was like, hey, you know I watch X-Files every day with you? He's like, you don't have to fucking be in here. I said, you're talking to Dad. Hope you stay healthy.
Were you dressed up as Indiana Jones at the same time?
Dad, you watch Indiana Jones? No, I don't. Mulder.
I can see why your dad's so proud.
Oh my God, he's on here right now. Come, maybe next episode. We'll see. He's probably busy. He's getting milk.
Who's my dad at the decency to leave?
I love Temple of Doom. The minecart chase is a ride at Disneyland.
That was supposed to be in the first one.
Was it really?
Spielberg wanted that to be in the first one. I mean, obviously, it didn't fit.
Dude, I'm gonna do cheers to you right now. I did not know that.
I didn't drink it for no reason other than I wanted more alcohol.
That's a great reason. It's never a bad reason to drink. Isn't that right, guys?
That's right.
Isn't that right, Dad?
He's not watching. We all know.
Junior. That's what they call it. Junior. What's your junior? The minecart race is fun. Him fighting the guy on the rock breaker thing, and the guy gets trapped. It's a constant thing where Indiana Jones is fighting a guy to the death, but also doesn't want him to die a bad death. You know what I mean?
He does try to save him.
Tries to save us. The
Yeah.
propeller death, which is my favorite death in the first one.
And I think it's the same guy.
Oh, is it really?
I think so.
You throw a beer on him? That dude is yoked. By the way, if you want to get into a movie, you want to be an acting biz, get yoked. Your chances probably go up.
I'm halfway there.
Boy.
I flex, but there's not enough screen to show these nuts.
I'm more like the guy who knows knowledge in the museum that he talks a lot of shit about. Like, he speaks 25 languages. With any luck, he's already got the grail and he leaves.
I feel like you're the guy who murdered for, what is it? Gluttony?
What?
7?
What?
Because you're fat.
Okay. That's super harsh. I thought we were sticking with the Indiana Jones motif. Why go with that right now?
Well, there's no one as fat as him in Indiana Jones.
That's a big guy. Am I the girl from Bane that monitors all the computers and they burn with the flashlights? I enjoy my foods. All right. If you guys aren't watching, just listening, I'm not as big as he's saying, okay?
He's not.
I'm bigger.
I probably weigh more.
It's all fantastic. The minecart race, I want to talk about that. My favorite death in it is that scene where he whips the guy and fighting him on the thing, and the kid's poking the voodoo doll. He's stabbing with the knife, and he keeps reeling back, and the short round comes over there and takes him out.
That's right.
So round for the win.
Love it. And then he gets eaten up by essentially like a grinder. Just crushes rocks, takes
Makes
them in.
rocks in the dirt. Make sure there's no diamonds. I don't know the point in that, to be honest. I don't know why they need
They're mining. You gotta get rid of big rocks by making them into smaller pebbles.
But for what? What do they need more dirt for?
Dirt's a treasure in India. They make it into food.
No, they're busy eating.
So the next
things.
part they do is they're running and they get out and Balaram's attacking them on the bridge, the gigantic drawbridge.
Is a real bridge.
Really?
Yep,
That bridge
Harrison Ford ran across it. Did not give two fucks. He was not
Wow.
scared.
Look at this guy.
Spielberg drove an hour, I think, around, so we go to the other side because he was too fucking scared.
Hey, yay, nothing against you, Spielberg. Good for you, Steven. I was driving around too. The thing was rickety as fuck.
Right?
They're like something I made together in math class trying to get a C.
So I think, if I read this correctly, people were there building a dam.
Okay.
So they built the bridge for them. That's how it got there.
Love it. So he just used people that were on site. He goes, hey man, I got Hollywood money. Let's make this
He's
shit
like-
awesome.
You heard of me? Spielberg. You ever watched Jaws before?
Oh,
The first Indiana Jones?
that's the reason we don't go in the water. We don't use the toilet anymore because of your movie. We assume it was a documentary. The effects were too real. That's pretty cool though. So they made their own bridge, went across. By the way, I heard that Harrison Ford, his only fear is heights. And now you're telling me he's running across the bridge.
He has no fear.
Fearless.
His fear is making a bad movie, which came true eventually.
Nice, run away. It's okay. And by the way, the movie, terrible? No. As good as other ones? Definitely not. But it doesn't make it terrible.
We talking about Temple of Doom?
Love Temple 2. It's darker. It's funner. It's fantastic. Balaram falling to his death with the alligators might be one of my favorite villain deaths of all time.
I'm glad to see those crocodiles, those alligators from Peter Pan are still getting work.
Did he have a clock ticking? Is that you hear at the bottom? If you listen real loud, you gotta turn
He
your
was
volume.
real close. We can hear that clock.
That's funny.
That dude's a real Indian actor. He has been eaten by alligators like 2 or 3 times. now.
Really?
In movies.
Oh man, I was gonna try to do another one. That's hilarious. It's one of my favorite deaths. You fall a river, before you land, gators are getting you. You fall like 300 feet, you're dead. Gators
No,
are
he
like,
hit rocks. He's dead
oh,
before
they
the
should
gator.
eat the
He
side.
bounces off as you see his head smacking some rocks.
I get some comments from old stuff. A Smartsy's a piece of glass. You couldn't pay me enough to be out there next to a cobra. I'm with you. I'm not scared of snakes. Snakes is irrational fear, which is what somebody else said on here. Absolutely. If someone's like, I'm scared of monkeys, I've never seen a monkey outside of the zoo. It's probably irrational.
That is irrational. Unlike you, your love for monkeys.
I
is
don't
irrational.
have a love.
Keep sending those pictures.
Scared
because
of it.
he loves them. You
No.
make him happy.
But if you're scared of snakes, snakes can be all around. My brother's scared of alligators. He lives in California. There ain't none there.
To be fair, if I lived in Florida, I'd be fucking terrified.
There exists. One snatched up a kid in Disneyland.
That's right. Well, I mean, I was just taking pictures. You ever seen Peter Pan?
Put your arm around. This animatronic thing is blinking really real life.
You ever watch Princess and the Frog?
Oh, no.
That's me.
Someone put a trumpet in that wild animal's mouth. Don't be fooled. Love Temple of Doom. It's one of my favorites. It's Spielberg's least favorite is Temple of Doom. He said that was a mistake. It was too dark. It wasn't honest with the character. He still liked the movie, but it's his least favorite in the franchise. I disagree. I liked it being dark. I liked all the problems they had. I liked the bug scene, her sticking her hand through. We are going to die unless you pull that. All right. And she pulls her hand in there.
She knows to
I
go
didn't
to
do
the
nothing.
wrong
You
hole.
said that go
He
against the
sticks his
wall.
hands like, your other left.
So good. Praying mantises and spiders and scorpions. Ah, dude, it was gross. By the way, something Indiana Jones, they throw corpses at people to scare them. I don't know what it is. Leading ladies, you're gonna get corpses thrown at you. In every movie, it just happens. She had like 2 or 3. They pop out and they scream at you. Ah!
Obviously.
Well, Souls did it. Temple of Doom did it. Does it happen in The Last Crusade? We'll let you know in a minute.
Well, Souls did it? Do you mean Raiders of the Lost Ark did it?
I did, yeah. It happened in The Well of Souls. My bad.
It also happened at the very beginning. They walk into the tunnel, thing pops out as he chops
Oh, and that's
Doc
what-
Ock.
That's another archaeologist that went in there to get it, and he died from the trap.
Yeah, and you see the blah.
I like this guy, by the way. Walks right past the corpse and he goes, "Perfect, there's no traps." He starts walking forward and he's like, "That's what I don't like. It seems too easy." I was like, "You just walk past the corpse. Maybe take a minute."
He died of starvation. Obviously.
This guy gave up. He jumped on some spears. I like Temple of Doom. Is it the best of the first three? I would say no. But
I would say no.
I liked it a lot. Maybe it was so dark, that's why I liked it, because it was different.
I really liked it.
Give me a
It's
rating.
close
Out of the
between-
first three, where do you put it?
It's like 2.5. I can't decide on The Last Crusade in that one
Really?
to be second.
Okay. All right. So your first one's your baby.
Raiders of the Lost Ark is number one. Even ratings wise, it's number one.
Okay.
Number one, I think 95% on Flickster. Last Crusade, I think got 87, and I think Temple of Doom got 85. They're not far off. I feel like it's the same for me. Might put Last Crusade second. If I had to choose right now,
All right, that's fair
Doom.
enough.
It's a close second.
I want to say this too. Indiana Jones is iconic, and
Yes.
I love.
Who?
He had spawned Drake Uncharted in video games, Tomb Raider, other movies, other series of people that are essentially archaeologists, very knowledgeable historians, are going after treasures. He was one of the first that just started to crush it. Why? Harrison Ford good looks? Maybe. But it has started a trend of these kinds of movies. I think Tom Holland's going to start in Uncharted.
Yeah.
And, I'm excited. Essentially, are we going to get a reboot of Indiana Jones?
No, we're getting a sequel. Probably in 2022 is what I hear.
Harrison Ford is 77 years old. Is he going to be
Doesn't
Indiana
matter.
Jones? Are they going to mold a Tom Hardy into the next Indiana Jones? Who do you guys
He's
think?
nice. He's not a big talker, though.
Let me ask you guys. Who do you guys think would be a great new Indiana Jones? Who do you guys think would be a good Indiana Jones to take over? It's hard. It's hard to say.
It is hard to say.
You think as well? Maybe we'll give her a personal
Absolutely.
opinion.
But let's move on to the third one. We got two more to talk about.
Maybe.
You
First
wanna talk
time. We
about
might run
the
out of
fourth
time. I don't know.
one.
Indiana Jones Last Crusade. Awesome. Go ahead.
You get his dad. You get to see Indiana Jones young. You get to watch him in Utah, which is where we filmed this podcast.
That's right. River Phoenix is in this. He plays young Indiana Jones.
Harrison Ford recommended River Phoenix.
Got his first whip from there fighting, I believe, a lion. Got a scar on his chin, which they did because Harrison Ford got a scar on his chin from a car accident.
Yep.
Awesome. River Phoenix, by the way, if you guys don't know who that is, from Stand By Me.
In other movies, I can't think of it off the top of my head. I'm not a good under pressure guy.
Oh, we also got a comment from Dave Prinz. Ready for this? His pick to be Indiana Jones, Lucas Hedges.
Yeah.
You know who Lucas Hedges is?
Absolutely. Who is it, though? Ferrari.
Man, Dave, you're going to have to get some Lucas Hedges memorabilia. I was going to...
The name sounds very familiar.
It does. Give me some accolades. Give me some filmography. I was going to say someone I thought that might be good, that hasn't had a lot of critical acclaim. My brother told me about this. Michael Fassbender, who played Magneto
No.
in X-Men.
No.
No?
Tired of him.
Tired of him?
He's not that good.
Oh, shit!
He is not that good.
Come on!
No.
Jeez!
No. I
Magneto
thought
no
of Chris
good?
Pratt, but I don't love it.
Ooh, Chris Pratt. He's good in Jurassic World.
He's really good in Jurassic
I
World.
like that. Who'd be a good Indiana Jones? Chris Pratt? Maybe.
Yeah, but not Michael Fassbender.
Ooh, I like that. That's not bad.
Over him. He's had his shot. He keeps making shitty movies. Eventually, you gotta realize:
Ooh.
is it the movies or is it the actor? I mean, it's a little bit of
You don't
both.
like the Snowman? You don't like Assassin's Creed? I don't blame you. They're bad movies. Don't watch them. We recommend good movies all the time. We recommend not to watch those.
Notice how none of them have him.
Oh, by the way, let's do
That's right. Lady Bird, 3 billboards outside of
Lucas Hedges.
Mississippi.
I was almost, because you kind of needed a big, strong, tough guy. You know what I mean? I was almost feeling kind of Henry Cavill might be good too. You kind of need a guy that if he punches, you get that sound effect. That sound effect that Harrison Ford used to always get every time he punched somebody. Henry Cavill might be too ripped, but I like him, man. He seems fun. He looks like strong. He looks focused. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling it. Shia LaBeouf, they're trying to get him in the fourth one, which is not a bad idea, but he's doing great now. It seemed like he's kind of losing his mind a little bit, like towards the end of the fourth one. It seems like he was being stretched too thin. Now he's doing Honey Boy, Peanut Butter Falcon. Great movies, really fun, interesting, different. I mean, I'd like to see him. I think he can throw a punch. I believe it. Woo! How you feeling?
Good. My voice is just dissipating on me.
He's been cheering all day. Dude, Dave, you keep giving us actors we've never heard of. I love it. Garrett Hedlund. Never heard of him either, buddy. I mean, I might know his work. Maybe I just don't know his name. Too old. You want a young Indiana Jones? I like that. We got a comment from Dave saying Indiana Jones is too old to be picked. He's trying to start a new franchise. It's like he's trying to redo the series.
With Pratt. You can start a new franchise with Pratt or Fassbender.
I love it. So good. You got to make sure they got star power.
Yeah, which Pratt does, and Harrison Ford was just coming off of Star Wars, so he's got that. Damn, my voice is going.
You're going.
Oh, sorry.
You drank from the wrong cup, Holy Grail. Toad's wiser. But we're doing Last Crusade. We're jumping on Last Crusade. Think about who you guys think would be a good Indiana Jones. It's hard to think. You need a tough guy. He punches, you feel it. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Every time he punches somebody, I almost don't believe it.
He's too.
He
You don't see him. You know, from Titanic.
He looks like he weighs 160 pounds. John Barenthal might be a good Indiana Jones. Got to play Punisher. That might be fantastic. Carl Urban might be good. You even did it as you said it, huh? Ben Foster. Because we love Ben Foster. So good.
Oh,
You're right. Did you drink the blood of Mulleron?
drink.
We
I'm gonna be out.
lost him. We lost him. All right, we move on. Last Crusade. Sean Connery's fantastic. One of my favorite of the top 3 women inside this. I like her so much. She plays Elsa Schneider, kind of like the double on it, right? She plays a double agent towards Sean Connery and towards Harrison Ford. She shows up, she recruits him in the middle of his college class. He gets fired. They take him up. They go in. She introduces the adventures. He's not interested. I don't want to do this. You know what happens? She goes, your dad's missing. We already took him. You want to find him? Come with me. That's how it starts. That's how she gets him to go. Later on, you find out she's a double agent. Sean Connery tries to warn her. Junior, don't do that. Finds it. I think they're like in Italy or Rome. Something like that. Something in Europe. I don't remember. Something like that. But I love her acting. My favorite female lead, which there's a couple. Kate Blanchett is the lead in the 4th Indiana Jones, as Ina Spyko, as the Russian psychic who tries to read Indiana Jones' mind. So good. I fucking love it. So good. But Elsa Schneider as Alison Doody, played by Alison Doody, which by the way is the silliest name that I've ever heard. Alison Doody. Should have stayed with Elsa Schneider. Is my favorite. She's interesting. Indiana Jones, she betrays him. She still likes him. I mean, and he says that she talks in her sleep. Sean Connery does, his dad. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, you know, I'm just like any other man. I'm just like the next man. He's like, I was the next man, Dad. Because they slept together. It's so funny. George Lucas did not want that scene where a dad and a son slept with the same woman as a personal belief, but crushed it. I mean, really good. I love that part when they realized they slept with the same woman. They've done that same idea with Maverick, with Mel Gibson, where the dad and the son both slept with the same woman. It's a weird joke that's, I mean, kind of gross, but also pretty funny and interesting. But that's my favorite female lead is Elsa Schneider. You guys let me know who your favorite female lead is. He liked Ravenwood from the first movie. I liked Elsa Schneider.
I did debate on putting Elsa.
Interesting.
Sorry, I choked on a drink back there. Danny made me laugh for once. I wasn't expecting it.
Oh, come on, man. Jesus.
That is true. You didn't make me laugh, and I choked on a drink a little.
You know what's crazy is I have family and friends. Like, my favorite part is when Brandon's mean to you.
Well, it's because they can relate.
No.
They don't know me personally,
Sure.
but we all know that you're a big ball of shit.
All right. That's not a thing.
Big bag of dicks.
Does it roll down the hill when you put the wrong amount of sand
When
on
you were
the
fat enough to keep rolling.
All right. Jesus. I'm on a diet. Condoms are the enemy and all that.
Yeah, Elsa, I do actually really like her, and I think I literally erased. I just choked, man. I just choked.
Well, focus. You won't choke.
I erased her name literally, and decided I actually like Marion more.
Mm-hmm.
But I am a big fan of Elsa.
No, I don't blame you at all. I love Elsa in it. She's dynamic. She's in a lot of the movie. The boat race, the getting in, him taking him to the tomb of the night, hiding underneath, full of rats. Which, by the way, fun fact, your fun fact of the day, brought to you by AEE.com, is the fact that it is the first time rats got a union was The Last Crusade. Because the working conditions were so tough in the sewer with water and fire, which a lot of it was fake rats, they developed a union for rats saying, hey, if you kill over 50 rats, you're going to owe us this amount of money. Which, hey, good for rats.
That's right, those rats were insured.
Those rats were insured. They got more money, more union. You know, we got to get more union for more people. Rats shouldn't be the first to be used despite other people. But at the same time, good for them. I thought that was so funny. They're like, hey, man, you're killing rats by the truckload, and that's too many.
It's not. They're disease carrier things. Also, I can't believe, even though we discussed you doing that, I almost broke into tears laughing at you switching your goddamn drink back.
Every time I got a drink now, I got to switch it to see if you were still on focus.
But I love that scene. X
Fantastic.
marks the spot. X never marks the spot, though.
Dude, stamping the
But it
stamp.
does now. That's right.
Good. Boom.
He just sets it down after the fourth one. He's like,
And he's like, I can't keep rooting my
Done.
museum. This is ridiculous. By the way, the best archaeologist in the world, Indiana Jones. How many temples has he left not destroyed?
I'm gonna have to say this.
He's doing a strong donut. He's doing a strong donut. Every temple he's ever gone to, treasure, statues, I mean, irreplaceable artifacts, fire, traps, explosions, ghosts, demons, fire, lava. He doesn't mess around. It's like,
No.
I don't even want to know I've been here.
Don't worry, I'm still alive, guys. I'm still alive. Yeah. Well, it's just, I wasn't expecting Danny to say something funny for once.
That's weird. Dave Brent said Brandon is dead. Rest in peace. You know what?
Also, thanks for saying this.
He drank from the Holy Grail. He'll be fine, man. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna heal his wounds. I'm gonna go across the trials and get him back.
I mean, Jesus. I'm not going to cough on camera. I'm not going to cough on Spotify. You're going to be listening. I know in the beginning I kind of cleared my throat a bit, trying to get my voice ready. But you know what? I ain't going to do it in the middle of the podcast.
Well, good for you. I'll cough and shit if I want to.
Well,
because
you
I
are
don't
a
leave
shit.
my seat.
That's true. You've been sitting there since last week's episode.
That's true. And I pooped your
Last week's voice.
It's a great one, Dave. Last Crusade is so fun. Sean Connery is definitely a close sidekick. You want to talk about your favorite sidekick of Indiana Jones? Short round. You've got Sean Connery. You got Sala. Fair enough. Henry Jones Jr. and Sr. together are so good. Sean Connery is so fantastic in this movie.
He is. He's growing up. He was one of my favorite actors. Still is, to be honest.
But he's retired now, so hard.
Yeah. A little harder. Listen.
Miss him.
Back to movies.
You talked about it before. Spielberg wanted to make a James Bond movie. So when they had to pick someone to be the father of their creation that was based off of a James Bond movie, but more modern times, or I'm sorry, before modern times, they're like, well, we need the father. Who's the best? James
Why not
Bond.
the greatest James Bond ever?
Sean Connery was brought in as the dad, crushed it, fantastic, offered a role in the fourth film. He declined it. You know why? Because he chose wisely.
Harrison Ford did not want him. They're only
Ooh,
12 years
really?
apart. But after working with each other, I think he even gave his lifetime achievement speech.
Wow.
Saying like he shaped, like an actor shaped this, a different actor shaped this. I don't remember the exact words. I should have written it down. But Sean Connery, you shaped the world.
Goddamn, he did.
That was a great. He was a great actor. One of the great.
He turned down Gandalf.
Is. I'm glad he did.
So am I. Ian McKellen crushed it.
He did. But yeah, after this, Harrison Ford said he loved it, and he's glad that they did hire him. It is believable. Sean Connery looks old in that movie. Harrison Ford does not look as old.
You know, it's weird too. They talk about there was an interview with George Lucas and Spielberg and Harrison Ford, and they said, if you guys could switch anything with anybody, what would you switch? And Spielberg and Lucas both said, I wish I could age and be as strong and in good shape as Harrison Ford. And Harrison Ford said, I would love to have the mind and brilliance of these two guys next to me. And both of it seems unattainable to the other one. Like, he's like, dude, I could never be as smart as you. And the other was like, dude, I couldn't do 180 sit-ups a day.
Harrison
But he still
Ford
looks good.
is the only actor to have worked with Francis Ford Coppola,
Boom.
Steven Spielberg,
What?
and George Lucas.
Love it. Crushing it. In the 70s, too. He's doing Indiana Jones and Star Wars. Fantastic. So good. The Last Crusade was fantastic. I think it's my favorite out of Indiana Jones. My first was Temple of Doom, and I rewatched them all for this podcast. Last Crusade is just put together perfectly. There's a group that's willing to die to stop the secrets. There's a trial that he has to get through. They get him there. They shoot his dad in the stomach, so he has to do it because he's not afraid to die. The girl who is Elsa Schneider is the double agent. So much fun. I think it's my favorite out of all three. He fights a tank with a rock and a horse. I mean, how could you be mad at that?
I'd say that fight sequence is one of the best fight sequences in Indiana Jones.
I need calling all our viewers right now. I need someone in the comments right now, whoever's paying attention, my guys, my dogs in the fight right now. Find out the name of the stunt guy that was in it. It's Arnold something, I'm pretty sure. It's not Schwarzenegger. I need some help. I want to give him
Arnold
kudos to it.
Palmer.
It's not.
When he wasn't playing golf, he was
making drinks that we drink. If you can find it, let me know because I'll know as soon as I see it. I'd love to give that guy credit. We had a fan hit me up. His name was Matt, asked me to talk about it. And I was like, you know, I definitely am. Great articles. Got to interview him. Spielberg and Lucas talked about it. Definitely give him kudos. I love The Last Crusade. Do you have any more tidbits about The Last Crusade?
Oh, you know what? I don't.
Okay. I love The Last Crusade. I'm trying to think of some more. No Ticket is a joke they've done on a couple movies when he throws a guy out of the Zeppelin that they're flying out of.
Now that we're talking about it, I think it is easily my number two.
It's so much fun.
I don't think you can beat Raiders, in my personal opinion.
Fair enough.
The Last Crusade, it is my number two.
By the way, Temple of Doom is also a prequel to Raiders of the Lost Ark. If you didn't know,
I didn't
know. I don't know why they did 1 and then 0.5. I don't know.
Well, you know.
Does it change the movies to have that second? I'm not sure. Vic Armstrong. I fucking was wrong. Vic Armstrong. That's the guy. My man, Dave Prince. My man, Vince. Love it. Yeah, Vic Armstrong. Dave, you crushed it. Thank you so much. That guy is awesome. All stunt people, if you ever have a chance to talk to them, coolest people you ever meet. I love it. They're always so humble. They're always like, dude, I'll dance on fire as you hit me with the truck.
It might have been him. One of Harrison Ford's stunt guys, though, said that if Harrison Ford was such a damn good actor, he would have been the perfect stuntman.
Oh, really?
He does do a lot of his own stunts. Like he said, even in the fourth one, he does a lot of his own stunts. Because if he's not doing his stunts, then what's he really doing?
Oh, fair enough.
Like, why is he getting paid? And then I think in 2000, being named the highest or the richest actor, dude was making money. But
by the way,
Star Wars in the future.
I'm gonna say this real quick. We are getting merch, guys. We're getting Whiskey Cinema merch. It's coming out. Dave, you just won yourself a free shirt. I think every episode, man, we should get somebody a shirt.
That's news.
A hat, a wristband,
coming out of your wallet,
a keychain, a whip.
Just saying. You can get me a Whiskey Cinema whip.
Uh-oh, I got our own purchaser on our own podcast. Vic Armstrong, you're absolutely right. I kept saying Arnold. I was combining two names.
Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's a great stuntman. He's really good.
Alright, let's do it.
Good.
Let's do it.
What?
Number 4. Indiana Jones and some kind of skull.
Right. And the Crystal Skull. We talked about Dan Aykroyd has a drink. On the left of that, Dan Aykroyd believes in aliens. He sifts his vodka through diamonds to make the purest, best vodka.
It is
Crystal
really good.
Skull vodka.
It's Russian quality.
It's a little bit more expensive, but man, you're getting it for the taste.
Luckily, we have no fun.
Merchandise money that we're giving to every episode. Let's talk about King. Is it Kingdom of the Crystal Skull or?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay. Yeah, let's get into it. All right, man. Tell me what you like about it, because I'm not a fan.
So we have a joke.
Mm,
There is a fourth one. It's a trilogy.
sure.
I'm finally willing to admit there is a fourth one.
Yikes.
I will never admit it is close to being that good.
No.
There is hokey ass parts in this. I mean, I love Indiana Jones. We've talked about it.
Love it.
One of my favorite movies is the first Indiana Jones.
It's great.
And I absolutely love the other two as well.
I had to do an interview for a magazine or something.
Yes,
like that.
very popular. New York Times, maybe.
I know. It's something local, and they asked us what our favorite movies, series were, things like that. And I said Indiana Jones is my favorite series. And that's honestly a true thing. I started watching it with my girl, who I love. She was tired, started falling asleep, and I paused. She was like, "No, I can still be awake." And I was like, "You're not looking over my face with her."
Wake up!
No, but I was just like, like if you watch a movie, you're like, dude, I got Boondock Saints. It's a really good movie. Sean Patrick Flannery's in this. You might know him from Young Indiana Jones. It's a great movie. And they're on their phone, and you're like, I cooked dinner all night. Don't ask for ketchup, kind of thing. Don't fuck up our good time. It's the same kind of feeling.
No one should ever be on the phone.
She went to bed. We watched the next day. She fucking loved it. And I was like, my girl right here. My girl.
So Indiana Jones, Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, Harrison Ford, obviously, Shia LaBeouf, Kate Blanchett, and then you bring back.
Sala.
You don't bring back Sala.
Oh, you're right. The fourth one,
Yeah, Sala. They offered him the part, but it's just a small little role. He felt
Sure.
like that was not good for
Same thing with
character.
Sean Connery. He didn't want it.
Sean Connery felt the same way. No, you bring back Marion
Loved it. Marion was fantastic. One of my
as
favorites. Karen
Shia
Allen.
LaBeouf's not Mutt Williams.
Mutt Williams.
Racer,
Henry
Slickback
Jones
guy.
Jr. Shia LaBeouf, by the way, I'm a big fan of. Shia LaBeouf. Love it. Just do it. I like Shia LaBeouf a lot. I think he's so interesting. Definitely had problems. I liked him as a kid. I liked him as a teen, and then you kind of saw him kind of falling apart. Transformers was a great movie. Interesting. Michael Bay's, bread and
The
butter.
first one's really good. He's hilarious in it.
Sure.
Personally, if you shit on the other ones, that's fine. I don't
Yeah.
hate him.
It's like Fast and Furious. Did you like the Fast and Furious series? The first 15? Maybe. I don't know.
I think there's 10.
Ugh.
I don't know. The camouflage shots spin off. Anyway, we're not
How many
talking
amounts
about
of
garbage.
diarrhea did I have? We'll talk about the same amounts. Pounds.
I really like Kate Blanchett in this. I think
Oh,
that's her
she's
name.
always good.
She is always good.
Fantastic.
She plays the main villain. She plays God, her name
I got you
Irina.
back.
Irina, is that how you say it? Irina?
Irina Spiko.
Yeah, Irina.
I got your back. What's up, bud?
She's really good, and it's not Nazis this time. It's the Soviet Union.
It's Russians.
I like the guy who takes the big bulky guy in the first three movies. I like the guy who takes his place. He gets eaten by ants, which also Harrison
Ooh.
Ford has ants named after him.
What's
And
that?
spiders.
What?
There is a species of ants
What?
and spiders
Come on now.
named after Harrison Ford due to his environmental work, and he also made a butterfly.
You know what? I've heard of all of those. There's the handsome spider, the handsome ant, and the not a butterface butterfly,
Well, he named butterfly after his daughter,
which is,
Georgia. Georgia, sweet.
by the way, Spanish word for butterfly, mariposa, which I think should be the name for it all across the world because I love the name mariposa.
Mariposa.
There's a
Mariposi.
If there was an action star, they bust rooms like, I heard word that a killer's coming. What's his name? Mariposa. Everybody like, fuck, we're dead. I love Mariposa. Butterfly, not as crazy.
Alright, we're not talking about butterflies.
Let me give it. Just give me that minute.
Shia LaBeouf came out and said he didn't like his movie. It was on him and Spielberg.
Okay.
He had to swing across vines like a monkey. I know this because I gotta watch this again. It is a stupid part. It is fucking dumb.
So-
Shia LaBeouf said it. He said, I had to make this work as an actor, and I didn't. Nothing I think could have made this work.
Now,
Spielberg's made classics in his day.
here's the problem. So,
Fucked up on that one.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
You do.
Sorry. Interrupting host says, sorry. Can we just say this real quick? Two parts that bug me. The nuke in the fridge, there's a fun theory that he drank from the Holy Grail because he did, and that's why he survived the fridge. That's a fun theory.
I like that theory.
That's a
I
great
thought of
theory.
that actually.
How fun is that? The second part in all of it that bugs me, sort of not feeling like the Indiana Jones movie for whatever reason, is the swing of the vines, him on monkeys, and catching up to a moving car.
Exactly.
I mean, if you want to swing from vines and then
Has he swung
go
on
to a
Crazy
group,
Four? He's acting like he has. He
fine.
watches a monkey do it. He's like, I got this.
I wasn't super mad at Mutt. Mutt standing up going, he's like, who's your mom, kid? He goes, Mary. He goes, there's been a lot of Marys, kid. I think that's what he says. He goes, that's my mom. And he stands up to start a fight. He goes, if you're going to stand up every time you're upset, you're going to get tired. Just sit down. I didn't mean nothing by it.
There's a lot of good lines in that.
Dude, the real tough guys, you can spot right away. Mutt's not being a weak guy, but he's trying to show off that he's a tough
He is.
guy. Harrison Ford is 70 going, trust me, you don't want to do this. You'll get beaten up by an archaeologist.
Harrison Ford still doing shit in that at 70 is still believable too, where he climbs a wall and shoots a guy in the head.
Love it.
He's not fist fighting everybody.
Yeah.
He's going to shoot you. And I like that. The movie's not great. It is easily the worst one, but I'm willing to say that.
I'm going to throw this out here to Zach. And Zach hit me up, friend of mine. He goes, you know the part that bugged me? The bullet scene with the magnetic, what do you want to call it? Metal
He
fragments?
takes the handgun bullet, or the assault rifle bullets, I think.
Uh-huh.
He throws it up in the air, then he grabs shotgun shells, breaks those up.
And he follows it flying across. By the way, great tie-in. I don't know why you have to do this in movies. Same thing with Predators. Don't do tie-ins to old movies. Make your movie great without tie-ins. They go to the huge warehouse with 1,000 crates with all the serious things with the Ark of the Covenant in. We have top people working on this. Who? Top people. He goes in there, he throws up the metal shavings, he follows it. They don't just fly towards the thing. They take routes around corners and fly, and they go up pretty slow too. It's like watching, tumbleweeds blow in the wind. He goes, that part fucking ruined for me. It was so early on. It really bummed me out.
Movie. You could pick apart this movie, and I'm not going to find any of it.
It's hard. I mean, the shotgun bullets, like the BBs or whatever you want to call them, they throw it up and then they slam into the chest.
Yeah, he's on top of the stack there. He kind of just drops them, and all the pellets or whatever it is in a shotgun, I'm not a John Smith, go straight to the thing and just go. If they're that strong, wouldn't the crowbars already have a problem? I mean, you could pick it apart.
You want to do like a weird thing with the magnetics thing from the skull? They open up the chest, then all the light sway towards it, like wood was stopping magnetics, alien properties, whatever you want to do. Fair enough, and you can do it. Like we said in the old ones, they survived a fall from a plane because of a raft in Temple of Doom. But I love that scene. I like the pilots going, ha 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 ha, and then jumping off.
That's right.
And there's chicken feathers everywhere. Oh, those chickens? Rest in peace, chickens.
Hey, no.
Hey, those chickens, I mean, real heroes. But that being flawed and bad as it was, and I saw it the midnight showing of the day it went out. When it went to theaters, Spielberg put on a lock and key and would only give them the combination the night it should play, so nobody could see it beforehand and leak it. That's how great Indiana Jones is. They played it, nuked the fridge as a concept. That being said, a rewatch made me like it more.
Dude, it's not a shitty movie.
No,
It's enjoyable. There's just bad parts.
There's bad parts. Him throwing the snake and telling him to think it's a vine is a great part. Him and
It's
Quicksand.
funny.
There's a bubble, a geyser. Because, by the way, when I was a kid, I thought Quicksand would be all over the place.
I just
Yeah, I thought
every time I watch, I was like, "Oh, there's quicksand." What if it really was over there? I don't go on.
I'm like, I'm dead. If you run into Quicksand, because of Princess Bride, which Jordy's saying, Jordy loves Quicksand. I don't know, from Lightning Sand, she calls it. I thought Quicksand was all over the place. I don't realize there's small parts of it in like South America, and even those aren't that big a deal. Like ducks just chill on it and lay eggs. It's not
That's
dangerous.
right. You can't move too much with quicksand.
No. But it's funny that when they go in, he's like, it's fine, just don't move too much. Unless there's like a geyser, and they start singing. He throws him a snake to catch him. He has to reel him in for a snake. John Hurt plays the guy that's psychically
Love John Hurt.
messed up. He can only speak in like weird riddles.
Go get help.
I love it.
He
So
comes
fun.
back with all the not Nazis, but the Russians, the commies.
Everyone thinks they're Russian, or they're Nazis. They are Russians.
They are
Ray
Russians.
Winston plays a triple agent, which is great. I love Ray Winston.
I love Ray Winston, which I watched The Departed before I watched
Love
Indiana Jones.
Departed. Great mobster movie. Martin Scorsese.
He talks about how loyal he is in that movie. And then I remember watching Indiana Jones shortly after. And I was like, not so loyal in this movie, are ya? But it is good. There's funny parts. There's him
Love it.
getting scrubbed after surviving the fridge nuclear blast.
Yeah.
He's getting scrubbed by the janitor from Scrubs pops him too, by the way.
Yes, he is. I love this guy.
Another Harrison Ford janitor from Scrubs movie. If you haven't seen The Fugitive.
Oh, you're right. I forget. I love that guy. He's so goddamn funny.
One of the guys just starts washing his junk, washing his area. He just looks down, looks at it, and then pulls it back up. First of all, I'm thinking, now your chest has balls all over it.
Also, I mean, hey, does it take 2 arms? How strong are you? You know what I mean? Fantastic. Obviously, you guys see R.I.P. John Hurt. John Hurt's one of our favorites. He's
I do
also
love him.
the dad from Hellboy with Ron Perlman, storyteller from Jim Henson.
From Harrison.
I mean, the guy from Aliens, he got the alien burst out of his chest. The first guy that shows you real troubles on his way. John Hurt's fantastic. I'm a voice guy. If you have a strong voice, I think you're gonna be a good actor. John Hurt's voice was melodic. He was like a siren on an island to attract everybody to crash their ships in his heart.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, there's a fourth Indiana Jones. It doesn't hold up nearly as good, but still alright.
I liked it. Mutt, Marion Ravenwood, fantastic. Karen Allen reprises the role. You've got Kate Blanchett playing Spyco, the psychic. She goes up to Indiana Jones, tries to read his mind. He laughs at her, and they go, she goes, "You got a hard the mind to read, Indy." And he kind of laughs. And he's like, "Yeah, because your magic's bullshit."
That's right.
And she's like, "Anyways, we'll get to information other ways." Now, my first thought went to my boy, my fucking guy, Ronald Lacey, as Major Arnold, who's just like, "I'll burn you with a hot poker." I was like, yeah, you can't read their mind. You just tortured the shit out of them. But she crushed. She was really interesting the whole time. Just wanted knowledge. Not really a villain fencing. Shia LaBeouf is Mutt, knew fencing, but didn't trust college. Indiana Jones was like, that's fine if he doesn't know college. If you like repairing motorcycles, and that's what you love, don't let anybody tell you different. Hey, it's your kid. Why didn't you let him finish college? What the fuck's wrong with you? As a dad, mom would do. Awesome. Great parenting. Way better the second time. Watch it the second time. It's fantastic.
It is. It deserves a second watch.
John Hurt with the crystal skull, avoiding the ants that are about to eat everybody. One guy gets eaten alive by the ants. They get there. They do things. Here's the problem. Indiana Jones shouldn't have aliens in it. It should have magic. It should have religious things. It shouldn't have aliens. I don't know why it is. I didn't make the rules. There should be aliens in Indiana Jones. It's a mistake. I didn't make the rules. I mean, if you want to
I
talk,
agree 100%.
if you want to talk about who would be a good Indiana Jones, I mean, we've talked about a couple. Please give us some. You can email us. You can talk to about it. Comment on this. I want to read about it. John Barenthal might be my pick. You think he's too old? I think he's perfect age. I want someone that's about 35, 40 to be
I
Indiana
think he
Jones.
needs more charisma. He doesn't have the charisma.
Give him a shot,
I
man.
love John Barenthal, Shane from The Walking Dead,
Fantastic.
Punisher, but
So good.
Harrison Ford carries the charisma. And maybe it's because Harrison Ford, I put on a pedestal.
He might be one in a generation. You know what I mean? It might be
I
hard to
think he's one
find
of
another guy
the
like that.
greatest of all time, in my
Do
opinion.
you want Hopper from Stranger Things to be Indiana Jones? Is that it? Is that your guy?
I love Stranger Things.
I love that guy. I love that actor. He's so good. Awesome guy. I'm gonna tag him in this podcast. He's fantastic. I'd love to see him as Indiana Jones. I think that he would crush it.
He would. I got no problem with that. I
Yeah.
like that one, actually. I really like it. You know what?
That's it?
Good job.
You
Good
got
job,
that?
Danny.
Favorite leading lady talking about favorite villain. You had
I had Mola wrong.
Mulron's so good, ripping hearts out of chest. I like Bullock just because it's anti-Indiana Jones. He had like a mustache in
He
Star
is.
Trek. Who'd be a good Indy? I think John Barenthal.
I want the money. Russia, the Nazis anymore. I like that.
And you're feeling Hopper from Stranger Things?
I like that. Chris
Who
Pratt,
else?
I used to like. So.
God, I wish I had my phone. I remember I get his name. I love this guy, by the way. I follow him all the time on Twitter and things. He's fantastic. And all these people, all these things, Indiana Jones make it fantastic. They're in talks to make another one, which I hope they do. Do I hope they make another one? You know,
Yes.
yeah. Even if let's say it's not great. Let's say it's okay. They've been making a lot of bad movies. Indiana Jones is usually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I'd be excited for it as soon as I saw the first trailer. Let's do it. I can't wait.
Dude, I hope there's
It's still
traps.
Indiana Jones.
I hope he's got a female lead that's fucking strong. I hope he's got a villain that's terrifying. I hope he's fucking forced into circumstance he doesn't want to be in.
Maybe we'll do the John Carpenter thing where he hated all of Rob Zombie's Halloweens. He's like, we can't let Halloween end on that, so we just rebooted the franchise pretty much.
I love it. You know, people
Like
talk
that.
about people aging out of roles, well, directors. I hope Spielberg and Lucas are up to it. It's a real thing.
They should be.
David Harbour. Dave, 2 shirts. Dave is on this. He's getting 2 shirts. He's getting a sweatband and he's getting a tongue ring. Thank you so much, guys, for hanging out with Whiskey Cinema tonight. We had a great time with you. All the comments, all of everything. You guys are fantastic. We love you so much. And make sure next week you choose wisely and you watch Whiskey Cinema.
Absolutely. Can't wait to see you next week, guys.
Fantastic. Hey, Whiskey Warriors, you're the best. Catch you next time.
Drink.